Hello, welcome to the Insaka Talk Show. And I'm going to bring in my co host. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm going to bring in Nelly.
Hi, Winnie. How are you doing today?
I'm good, my love. How are you doing? I have a
I'm
little
doing
cough.
great. Oh, yeah. I'm glad your voice is back.
Yeah, but I'm still drinking a little wine, regardless.
Maybe.
Let me see. I'm back Boston. Miss Priska.
Miss Priska's in Baltimore. Hello.
Hey, madam. How are you?
I'm good. Ladies, you look amazing.
Thank
Yeah, I think
you.
I'm
What
going to
do you?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland. Perry Hall,
Baltimore, Maryland.
in
Here we
Perry Hall.
come.
Perry Hall.
All right, we're talking now about Chicago. Miss Irene, the birthday girl in the house.
Woo-woo.
55 and no joke.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
you are
God.
blessed. 55?
You look
Yes.
amazing, love.
Oh,
How did
thank
you
you.
spend your birthday?
You guys made it possible for me to have the most fabulous birthday. Are you kidding? If
Mm,
somebody is missing a best friend, a sister, not this one. I have one, two, three. You can't beat that.
I'm glad.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you had fun.
Did you
Yeah.
get drunk?
I don't get drunk, I just get tipsy.
Oh, I can imagine.
Or as my mother-in-law says, you get nice.
Yeah.
You get nice.
Because when you're
Nice.
tipsy, you can flirt
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
without getting in trouble. Because
Mm.
you know what? There's a song that says, blame it on the alcohol.
you know what? This is 55
You are
talking.
55, ma'am.
Sorry, it's just a number, remember?
That is true. That is true.
That
Yeah.
is what we're going to do today. We're going to get a little tipsy. It's a party, guys. It's not your regular show today. It's party time.
Party, party.
All right. And so, without further ado, Miss Winnie, can you please bring our star witness today?
Before we bring our star witness, right? We're going to talk about what's a little bit trending. Not really trending. I think this is all women's issues. So we have something going on the internet. I'm sure our audience have seen that. Our
Mm.
Insaka family, they've seen it. There is a man who was killed by the wife.
Oh.
And it was so sad when they saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can somebody kill their husband? I am saying this, and it's appealing to all the young ones. Let's
Mm.
be careful. When you're dating an older man, don't think you won't be cheated on.
No, not all other men. I disagree.
Not all the men. Oh, twalamba kunomba Priska.
Uh,
I'm gonna be
not
real.
other
Oh.
men.
So,
Priska.
Not all other
Okay,
men.
not all older men cheat, but look, she was married to this man, but this man was married before her.
mm. What
So,
happened with the first wife?
that's where I'm coming in. A little bit entanglement going on there.
Mm.
But you know, these things, right? They say if you know I'm lose, she therefore come lose. If you know I'm saying therefore come lose. It's a different way. There's a man, you can find somebody, older people, get married in a good way. It's different. But if
Mm.
you cheat with a sugar daddy,
Mm.
don't expect sugar daddy is gonna marry, put you in the house. You won't go find another younger one.
Wow.
Well, it's an
Usually that
assumption.
happens.
Therefore,
It will end up well. Once it will end up, my opinion, yes.
in my opinion, is we don't know what really happened between the lady and the husband. We can just assume she was young. The rumors are she was young when she got married to him. We
Mm.
don't know. We don't know the anger she had to do that. But regardless, no life should be taken
Can
because of anger or any entanglement, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
No death should occur in such a situation. I
that's right.
think it's very sad.
Did
Yeah.
she kill him because he was cheating? Do we know? We don't, right? Apparently, it was self-defense. He was abusive to him.
I
You know,
can't say
Krista.
anything about this. I don't know. I don't know anything about the story, so I can't really say anything.
You know what, Nelly? I like how Priska is saying, Zimanig. Zimanig. Self defense.
We don't. I mean, nobody has a right to put their hand on another person. Period. I don't care what
Period.
you do. So
Absolutely.
should you not take a life. Period. I don't care what you do.
That's
Mm,
true.
mm.
Yes.
If your relationship is toxic, just walk away.
Yep.
He's not the one.
But sometimes feel like person body but and then you want to stay there but me bo
Oh,
be
yeah,
no
bala
basangire.
kutula just like that. Bala kutula na wala bepa uzumdubul.
Who loses? Yeah. You
I know
lose.
because if it's
Let's guys, let's not be rude. We have a lot of guests today.
yes.
A
It's a
lot.
party, Nelly. You're leading this party, and go ahead. But I think
Yeah.
before we go to the party, we're gonna go to
Mhm.
commercial, and then let's party it up all day. I'm a wine. I'm going to wine first.
We'll
Ire
talk
isa
when we
wine,
bring our
ire isa
guest
big
in.
first commercial.
That's sure. Ati wake up a commercial. Wake up, oh. Hey.
Do you run a Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health?
Oh, you know what? It's fine, Nelly. Just go ahead. I'm gonna bring in Zeli.
And Priska heard commercial and she just Zeli.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna bring her
I,
back.
I I'm going to do as Irene say and blame it on the alcohol.
She's back.
She's back. It's back.
She went to commercial by
Hello,
herself.
beautiful ladies.
She
Hello,
was
hello,
like,
hello.
I gotta do something. Blame it on the alcohol. I'm gonna bring in our special Nelly. You
No, Zeli just got in. So Zeli, we're gonna give you time to just run with this. This is your party. We're here because of Blood Sisters. So please run with it. Go ahead, girl.
I'll keep it very brief. Thank you so much for having me back on your platform. I am very humbled and I feel absolutely privileged that you extended this invitation and you took the time out of your busy lives to celebrate me. This is really, really very humbling, and I feel a sense of kinship that I haven't felt in a long time, because I always felt like my career was all about me, and suddenly it feels like it's not just about me. It's about every other writer, every other female in Zambia, in Africa, in the diaspora. So thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much, everyone watching, for the support. And those of you that are going to be watching tomorrow, you're going to miss a good show. So that's all I can say. Thank you.
Blood
Yes.
Sisters. Congratulations, Zeli. Congratulations.
Congratulations on that.
With that
Thank
being
you.
said, we are gonna go ahead and go to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Right.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health?
All right, I put the countdown. You know what? Something is going on here, so it's fine. We'll do a commercial in a little bit. Right now, I think we can bring in Mr. Rollins to the show.
Hello and welcome back. We are celebrating Blood Sisters today. Zeli is the screenwriter. The movie premieres on Netflix May 5th, this coming Thursday. For those of you that do not have a Netflix account, please sign up. Kwaliwane free. Munga sign up for 2 weeks if you don't want to. And then for those of you that have an account, so people can watch Blood Sisters. Zeli, so what inspired you to write Blood Sisters?
It was actually, I have to be quite honest, Blood Sisters was not entirely my baby. A lady by the name of Temidayo in Nigeria had the gem of an idea. She's a producer. And so when they came up with this idea, they reached out to, me as a writer to bring that idea to life.
Oh, that's good.
So she had that seed and I came with the water and the manure.
Amazing.
All right, guys.
Thompson.
We have Mr. Lawrence J. Thompson in the studio with us. Mr. Thompson is the producer for McCoffee, among other things. And he just wanted to come in, Zeli, and celebrate with you today as somebody who is in the industry. So, Mr. Thompson, take it away. Welcome to Insaka Talk Show. I think we're having sound system.
Is it muted?
Yeah. No, he's not
see
muted.
his lips moving.
Yeah, we cannot hear you, unfortunately, sir. So we're going to try and work on the sound in the back, and let's bring in Mr. Oas Mwape. Hello, Mr. Oas. Welcome to Insaka. What is happening?
We are not backing down because this is a show that is going to go down regardless.
There he is.
There we go.
All right, Mr. Oas, can you hear us?
Well, very clear.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to
But are you
Insaka
able?
Show.
Oh, brilliant! You ladies are looking very immaculate, eh?
Oh, thank you.
I like that word.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Yeah,
He's like, what's the right word?
yeah. And Zeli, congratulations, man. This is
Thank you.
it's
Thank you.
brilliant.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
excellent. Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know who Mr. Mwape is, he is the director for Zuba, among so many other shows. Mr. Oas, can you please let the audience know who you are, what you've done, and just briefly tell us about yourself. And
I always find that to be a very difficult question when people ask me to explain so many things I've done, because I keep
in
doing
2
a lot of
minutes,
things that,
maybe that'll help.
and some of the things that I've done, I even forget I've done them. I think I've done a number of movies in Zambia. Some of them that were on international platforms. We've done collaborations with Finland. We worked with Rungano Nyoni from the UK on another international film called Mwansa the Great. And then, yes, I'm a director on the first ever telenovela show in Zambia. And then I just did a very beautiful movie that you'll be seeing. It's now with the distributors. You'll be seeing very soon, called Girls to Ladies with Ivory Fundable. Yeah, so those are just a few of the so many things that I've done. But yes.
That's amazing.
Priska, I know you had a question for you're just eating. So go ahead, girl.
So, for someone that's done all the work that you've done, when your first project or your first movie aired, what was going through your mind? Because we celebrating Zeli, like what can Zeli prepare herself for?
I think she loves what she does, and just like she said, she just offered, is it the water and manure? I was listening when she said that, and which clearly shows that she knows what she's doing.
Right.
I like to joke with people, and mostly with my students, when I tell them to say, look, when people call you to go and offer a service, sometimes you probably are only going to take 2 minutes there. But you give them this huge bill and they don't understand why. So the explanation is that they're not actually paying you for that little time you're there. They're actually paying you for the experience that you've amassed for the number of years. So pretty much that actually makes what we do lovable, because we've done it for so many years. There's been a lot of consistency, and we love telling stories using pictures. And I think for me, being a director, I always say it's not a job or
Right.
career. It has become a lifestyle.
Right.
So I just love doing it. And when I saw that we have a Zambian with what Zeli has done, because every one of us is itching to get our works onto Netflix. And then there it was. And then I was like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, so we need to celebrate. And what is so much fun is that I work with a lot of ladies.
Right.
Most of my productions are written by Ivory van der Boom. She's based in the Netherlands. And even the last movie that we did, amazing ladies. Even on Zuba, the show that we have a lot of ladies. So I was telling someone yesterday to say the future is indeed female.
Right.
Yes.
Love that.
So, Mr. Mape, I know when you were creating Zura, you were looking at the country, what they love to do, what they love to watch. I am here in Chicago, and the moment I started watching Zura, I was addicted to it because it reminded me of my growing up in Zambia. I could see some things that I still remembered. You know, that was brilliant of you to do a show that people who are here that have lived here for a very long time can relate to. Are you planning on doing something similar to that in the near future? And if you are, how can we watch it from here without cutting? We have like little segments.
We have a lot of very brilliant platforms that have come up where we can put our content
Okay.
for the world to see.
Mhm.
You can see many other productions that are being done in Zambia. There's Impali, which is a brilliant show.
Love that.
There's Makofi itself, where
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence Thompson is executive producer. There's Mungoma, and there's a number of other productions that you're going to be seeing. So I think what is very important is we just need to have a very good, powerful marketing and distribution tool that we can use to make sure that our work is seen internationally. Because I think we've got very good, brilliant talent in Zambia, and what we just did is a platform where we can now begin to showcase what we are capable of doing here. And just recently, we just managed to get a very powerful distributor, though in East Africa, because you need to know that Netflix is only in West Africa, East Africa, Kenya, and South Africa. So Zambia, not yet, but then we can still collaborate with East Africa and still get our work on the platform. Yeah.
Amazing.
Nelly, we can hear you.
We can't hear you on mute. Babe.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's interesting to know that Netflix is not, yet available on the Zambian market, for consumers to watch.
No. I didn't say for consumers. What I meant is for distribution.
Oh,
Like if I want to get our work, yeah. But for consumers, everyone, everyone is watching Netflix. We are all watching Netflix. Yeah, no, that everyone is able to access Netflix all over the world. But what we're talking about is the business side of things where we need to get our works onto the platform.
Represented.
Yeah.
Actually, they are commissioning some work in Zambia. It's just very much in the early phases. I think they've commissioned a few animation projects, which I consulted on as well. Vanake is an animation project. I think that should be coming out fairly soon. There was another project that I can't remember, but it was both animation series that is being co-developed by a company called Triggerfish in South Africa, but it's Zambian content.
That's good. Yeah.
So it looks like you two need to talk.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing of the party.
Meanwhile, don't forget, this is a party. While you go grab your glass of wine, I got mine. We'll bring in our next surprise guest in the studio. So here is Mr. T. I hope that his video is going to be clear enough. And the audio, I think we had an audio issue previously. Okay.
But that's to understand. Even to visit that, we all did not grow up into this internet world. Ah, so
What are you
don't be saying,
drinking?
why they're not coming up? It's not our fault.
What are you drinking?
I know. Okay,
Yung Muay Thai.
let's try
Yung Muay Thai.
Delphine. Delphine, can you hear us? You're on mute. At least if we can hear you, maybe that would
On the
be,
audio part.
yeah, at least if we could get the audio. Okay.
Maybe not. We'll
Yeah.
try again. We
We'll
can continue with the
try.
party.
No worries.
Well, the party goes on.
But I don't see you guys drinking. It's only me and Zeli drinking. I think I saw that.
I
Very
just have a
cheers,
glass
my
of
friend.
wine.
Cheers, my
Cheers.
friend.
Mr. Owens, where's your drink, sir? Because now you're
Well,
making us.
it's right there, and I'm gonna.
So, but always,
Nimbona.
Eh.
Nambo kusabaira ero tachari ngani. Wambo kusabaira sana,
That's
so
true.
tuingire
That's true.
twateka.
Hi,
Yeah.
Ati, know
Bamford
yourself.
Festival. Yes.
so, but always, I have a little question too. How do you choose these actors on like especially like Duba and Pali? Because the girls, the people you have there, like even me, like first time I went to Zambia, I think maybe 3-4 years ago, I found my mom say, "Oh, my mother, she's almost 65. Shout out to my mom. She will stay up. Yo, Winnie Chongo." I'm like, "What do you mean, mommy? And hey, Fiariko safe. Trust me, I was there for 6 weeks. I sat down with her every week. Number two, let's check out my episode. I'm like, why don't you so?
I know.
Hours. It's really amazing work. I don't know how you choose them.
It's mostly well, it's a business, so there's a business side to things, and what your clients decide is the number of minutes that they would want to show it. So, so those are some. That's exactly what we have to do. But yes, we do have a lot of talent, and
yes,
like where I'm coming from, we have a casting agency. We've been supplying a lot of actors in a lot of different shows. So yeah, and I know most of them, like most of my students, are tuned in right now. They're watching because I told them you need to be finding yourselves in some of these programs so that you know what I mean?
I have to agree with Winnie. I mean, I don't watch the whole thing, so I do, when I can, catch snippets of Zuba and scenes of it, like that are trending on social media. I have to say that's some pretty amazing work.
Yeah,
amazing work and some pretty amazing talent as well.
I have a funny story about Zuba. So we called my auntie one time, calling somebody in Africa. They're supposed to be excited. Like, oh, hi, what are you calling me and stuff? We're talking to her. She's my auntie. She's my friend's mom. We're talking to her. She's like kind of like absent-minded. Yeah, she was just not answering the right things. And then my friend said, "Mai, I'm talking to you. I called you all the way from how in Tambazuba." She just said, "You know what? We'll call you another day." It was so funny.
Yeah, that was serious. That is Zuba. Guys,
I think you need to watch these other shows. You need to watch the McCoffee, the one that Mr. Lawrence Thompson executive produced. It's a story about female boxers. Brilliant work, and you will love it. There's so many shows that have
come up.
Yeah, and yes, and with you guys support, especially like Zeli Mkwatama connections, we need them. That's the sort of thing that we need. We need.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
and that's why we're here.
18 years in isolation. Insaka ladies managed to convince me that reaching out and being open about what I do would be more impactful. So that's what I'm trying to do.
We have people that are partying with us online, so we cannot leave out our live audience. So with that, I'm going to start putting in some comments so we can see who's watching. Tinotenda Chibanda says this is really amazing. Thank you for
you.
watching, Tinotenda. We
Hi,
also
Tino. Makadi.
Zeli, you speak Shona too?
Yes, my mom is Shona.
Oh, okay.
nice. Dapia Monga says this is an interesting topic here. We have a comment from virtual hug from Sophie Mbao.
Right back at you, Sophie.
We have some hands up from Alfred.
Alfred, hi.
And
So
then I think Kenneth was just responding to one of the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
incident.
Yeah. And then Jabulani Capital says,
Fela, check,
Fela, check. I think that's for you, Zeli.
I'm flattered. I literally thought that he was talking about like Umufela, like a guy, like Umufela.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guess. Guys, I can't be the only one reading these.
So
Hi,
where?
Tawera.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
She says
I
hi,
think you'll
everyone.
find that there's also a very handsome gentleman on the panel.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Sama. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's my
Yes,
baby sister.
happy belated Irene. Doesn't look a day over 21.
I know. She looks amazing.
It's amazing.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Jabulani
All right.
says, Director Mwape.
Director.
Hiya. We have some
Awesome.
pieces from Rich J.
Johnson.
All right.
While we talk, I think let me try see if I can bring Mr. Rollins for a little bit if I can.
Awesome.
I saw one comment that says, "Oh, escuchalo," but I can't see it again. It's there somewhere.
It's here. It's gonna come. It's coming.
Oh,
So
escuchalo. Okay.
can we, while we're trying to get Mr. Thompson in, can you tell us about what Orem company is and what do you do with that? Because I know you do something really special with that academy. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, what we've done is that we've created a concept and or experiential marketing dynamics, which is a marketing company. But then we realized to say there was a serious void in the industry in terms of creating content. So we came up with Orem Media, which now encompasses the Orem Film Training Academy and casting agency. So what we are doing is that the students themselves, okay, as they are learning, we are also sending them through the casting agency into different shows. I've seen some of them are actually watching their big stars on Zuma. Some of them are like, for example, your sister there was from our agency before she went on Makofi as a boxer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, brilliant actress. And yes, so that's basically what we are doing. And it's working so well because in a few months we are now being approached by a lot of companies from South Africa that are looking for talent. Because for a long time we never had a casting agency in Zambia. So what would happen is that most big production houses, every time they were trying to make a movie in Zambia or anything, they're producing in Zambia, but you find that they get actors from South Africa. So we try to change that narrative because what we want is to sell our content now. So yeah, pretty much of what we're doing right now. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Can you tell for those of people that are watching, what is the website for Orem? Do you have a website that you can share?
Yes, it's actually www.oremmedia.com. Yeah.
Wow. I wanted to go back to, for those of you that are just joining us, we are celebrating Black Sister, written by Zeli Zulu, the screenwriter.
Yes.
It airs this Thursday, May 5th on Netflix. Mr. Mope, you said something about written by Zambians and looking for talent in South Africa. Zeli, you working in South Africa, what would you say about that?
Well, he's absolutely right, because there haven't been proper channels to access talent. It is not as organized as it is in South Africa. So when you're trying to recruit, or when you're trying to go on a drive for talent, it's usually very difficult to have every single time an open casting call, which can turn into chaos. It's I think you know this, Ois. It's every producer, director's nightmare to try and wrangle people like every single time you're doing a project. So it's so much easier when you have a company like yours that has the talent, and they know the weaknesses and the strengths of their actors, and they can tell you off the top of their head when a project comes up that this is the right person. These are the top 5 that we're sending. Everybody else stand down until the next project. So I think with our friends in South Africa, I'm not even going to say with our friends, with us in South Africa, we are a few steps ahead in that we do have a lot of talent scouts. We do have a lot of casting agencies. We do have a lot of organizations that support that. We have a lot of infrastructure around arts, if you would, culture and arts, and we also have a lot of support from the government, which I think is something that would benefit us in Zambia. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. When you were writing Black Sisters,
people are not waiting. People are passionate about what they do, and there you go. I doubt it very much that Orem is a government organization.
No, it's not. It's not.
There you go.
It's not. Yeah, I love what you've said. I love to joke. I was telling someone to say I'm not going to wait for success. It's going to find me on the way. So,
there you go.
Yeah, that's good.
There you
so
go.
People are not sleeping. They just have to get it done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Absolutely. It's pretty much how I started my career. I just figured, you know what, this is what I love to do. I don't have the connections. I don't know where to start. But I do know that a good film, a good project speaks volumes.
Right.
And so if I have a calling card, the rest, it's up to me. I've got to knock on 1,000 doors and get one to open. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I did.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they say that if you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life, right?
Right.
So it's about following your passion, your dreams, and not the money. The money is going to come.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. I love that.
The money will come. So we will try and add Delphine to the stream. Delphine, can you get off mute and just try to say something, darling? There she is. Oh my gosh, and she looks amazing.
She looks amazing. This is what I'm saying about Owen.
Hi, Delphine.
Hi. Finally.
Hi. Fine, thank you. How are you? Thank you for the invitation. It's a privilege and honor to be with you guys.
Party. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to
Thank
the party.
you.
I hope you have your drink. So Delphine is a producer. She wears many hats at Kazadi Films. Oh my gosh. And
No, just say, introduce her when she comes in. Nico Zambia. You know what? I'll say this about Owen. You see how you guys coming up with this industry? Like, we never used to have this acting industry for a long time. And then it was very hard. Even if I go tell my mom I want to be an actor, they will say, but right now, Zeli and what you guys are doing, like, she's writing and you are producing the whole thing. You're opening up these ways. So while we're talking, she's here. Maybe she can continue. I'll continue with mine back.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, darling, before you get cut off again.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So my name is Delphine Chisolo. I'm the general manager of Kazadi Films, and I'm also the producer. I've done just a few of productions because I started in 2019. We started with Black Dollar, where I worked as a screenwriter, location manager, as well as I was in sponsorship as well.
Nice.
And then later on, I think David saw that I was good. I'm not bragging. And then, yeah,
Oh,
after
don't
we started
brag,
Kazadi
please.
Films
You like a
Zambia.
black girl with some magic. You can brag.
Yeah, go ahead and toot your
I don't
horn,
want to say
baby.
nothing. Go for it.
Thank you. So now, we've been nominated under the African Magic Viewers Choice Awards,
Oh,
in Nigeria.
congratulations.
Yes.
So we'll be going to Nigeria. Let's hope we win. Yeah,
You
I
will
think that's
win.
it. I haven't done a lot
You will.
since I started in 2019. So we're still going.
All right. Well, cheers to that, ladies and
Cheers to
gents.
Hey, to that
Thank
girlfriend.
you.
Cheers.
Point over here is like no
Mr.
matter where we
Mape, Mr. Mape, where's your glass? I haven't seen it. You said it's over there.
My glass is there.
Nah,
I
nah,
was
nah,
gonna
nah.
find it.
Somebody fire.
now
Marissa, know
But
thyself. She has
we don't
already
want him
told
to
you.
say, Walinda Nobo Alava
I will
Kasana.
not only that, ushe for finalanda vamonea time. Ushe nibu valelanda na ndola bwaro febo.
For example,
So,
Delphine, thank you so much for coming on Insaka Talk Show. We really appreciate you coming here and supporting Zeli.
Thank
Of
you.
course, we did talk. She's a screenwriter. Her movie
Thank you.
premieres on May 5th on Netflix. And you coming here to support a fellow Zambian. We just wanted to break that narrative of Zambians do not support each other, do not work together. So we appreciate
Yeah.
you supporting
Thank
her.
you.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
Zeli.
you so
That's
much.
a
Thank you.
huge milestone.
Thank you. Thank you.
you know, Delphine, I want to ask. So from
Yes,
having been a screenwriter before to
Mhm.
wearing the hat of production, right? Like if you had a script, like obviously you haven't seen the movie yet. You've seen the snippets of
Yeah.
Blood Sisters. What would you do with a project like that? Like how would
I
it
think that
feel?
now I was watching the trailer. It's really good. It's fast.
Mm,
It's very emotional and it has suspense. So it has all the elements that a fast movie should have.
mm,
So when I
mm.
watched, I was like, I can't wait to watch the whole series. And the thing is, this it's the first Netflix, it's the first Nigerian series written by our own person, a Zambian
Yes.
person. That's a
woohoo!
huge milestone as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
So
I
next,
like the scenes. I like the scenes. I like the lighting. It's perfect. It's really good.
wonderful. Next, we'd like to see your show someday on Netflix, and we'll be right
Yes.
back here celebrating, hopefully with better internet.
Sure.
I think next time we'll move you to
Sure.
Mr. Oris's house because he doesn't seem to have a problem.
Yes.
We will. We
All right,
will.
guys. So we're gonna try and bring Mr. Lawrence Thompson in as well because he's been in the backstage area.
Yes,
Honestly,
keep
all
trying.
this time, not fair. So we're gonna try and add him. And
Yeah, so
hopefully,
while we're trying to add Mr. Rollins, I was asking Mr. Owen about Owen and Zeli about how you guys are in this industry and helping these young women, and we are like we're breaking the hold. Like our parents never thought this would be a career for a Zambian or African person. They wanted people to be doctors and do other things, but now you're cutting up the jungles and making sure like all these young women have jobs, knowing that I'm an actor. Like I never foresee that because we used to see akaletuma film by Thousand Day. Like it never went anywhere. But if you remember by Thousand Day, yes, I'm real. Mr. Owen, it might not be real.
No, you're very
Yeah,
you're
it is
very
right.
Listen, I'm an old school girl. I watch
And
TV.
yes,
I watched it too, yeah.
and here's how here's something that is so brilliant. I mean, as we celebrate Zeli,
Yes.
we just trying. In fact, I would want to celebrate all the Zambian women,
Yes.
especially in the art industry.
Look at us here
I'm
right
just
now.
saying,
Look at
yeah,
us.
exactly.
Amen.
Look at David Kazadi. Delphine
Yes.
is woman, and she's the one managing.
Yes.
Yes.
My greatest writer, who's written a lot of so many scripts, Ivory, is she just had a master's in law, but then she was based in the UK, and she wanted to write so much. She wanted to know more about Zambian films and everything because she was born in Zambia and all that. And I said it will be very difficult if you're going to do that whilst you're there. Can you fly into Zambia? She came.
Wow.
And when we were here, she had to learn how to do everything, put up everything. She's written over 600 and something episodes for Zuba. Another lady who came from South Africa, she came into Zambia to do music. Adora, she was doing music. She's no longer doing music. Later on, she started writing, script editing. She's now a director on Zuba. So you see, the women are doing these great things, and you can easily see it as wow.
Yeah.
As we sleep as men, what we just need to do is to give them support, and we're doing that.
Thank
As
you,
we're
Mr.
doing that.
Well, big up
Mr.
to you and men like you.
Yes.
And open your wallet too. Thank you.
As that happens, definitely the wallet needs to open.
So
He's opening his wallet in a different way, in a long, sustainable way.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
Zeli, we women, we like it like that. Like right now.
No,
Then the
that
down.
doesn't work.
baby, go
That's
produce
where
your
you find
movie. How
yourself
much
in
do you
problems.
need?
But
Baby,
what
go
I'm
write your
getting
But that's how
movie.
what you're
it's
saying.
but that's how it's designed. I'm a little bit old-fashioned, and
Yes.
my pastor, I love what my pastor always tells me. He always says, "Oh, there's no going around it.
Yes.
What women want is money. If
Oh,
the wife
That's true.
give her money,
Oh,
that's how it's
speak for
designed.
I
yourself.
love you.
So don't
Mr.
try
Always
to sugarcoat it and think, no, they love money. No, that's just how it is. So as a man, you need to take up the role of
Can I tell
supporting,
you? Can I tell
protecting,
you?
and making sure that that sort of thing happens. Yeah,
cheers
Can
to
I tell
that.
you a phrase?
Yeah, ladies, cheers
right?
to that part.
That resonates with me because I'm not going to drink to that. I'll tell you a phrase that and I think this
Zeli, why aren't
was
you gonna
something
drink
that
to
went
that?
down between
Zeli.
Cher
Let's
Yeah.
and her mother.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Uh-huh.
Zeli.
Cher's mom said to her, I think it was Cher, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You need to slow down and refocus your energy so that you get married to a rich man. And she flipped her hair and she turned around and she said, Mother, I am a rich man. That's
Okay.
Love that.
and I'll drink to that.
Let's drink to that.
Yes.
I know those are some of the things
I was just
really,
about to
really
say
love.
we need to get some popcorn because when Zeli said, I have something to say about that, I was like, ooh, where's my popcorn?
Oh, I know what I know what I'm going to be watching already. I know the type of writer she is. Very Ivory, same mindset. So I know what
When Zeli first came on our show, she revealed something that's very important for girls who are in your academy. She was telling us how she started being a writer, like at the age of 5. She used to stay in the house, and because all her siblings were working, going to school, so she decided to start writing, and then that gave her that zeal to push it to where she is. So my point is, a young girl sitting somewhere and thinking, I want to be a writer, a producer, just look at role models like Mr. Mwape or Zeli or
Delphine.
Delphine, and see yourself in them and say, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. So you put your mind to it and you excel. So this is for all young people. This is your platform to learn from people that we bring on our platform. You learn 1 or 2 things and run with it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I
Guys,
could just add to that,
true.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Was I speaking over someone? I'm known for being very gobby after a few drinks.
That's okay.
Bear with me.
I told you.
So if I just wanted to add to that, and it's also something that you were saying, Ois, and you know, with any kind of career, with any kind of passion, and
Yeah.
you know, just any part of yourself that you want to turn into a lifestyle, you want to turn into a living, I think comes with sacrifice.
Yes.
And with hunger. And in all seriousness, like, you know, when Nelly said, forget the money, and I said, but in all seriousness, in the beginning, it is not that financially profitable. It isn't.
Right.
And so if you're going in thinking, oh, I saw Winnie wearing a Louis Vuitton bag, and, you know, she does the whole chat show, and then that's what I want to do. And the first month you're not able to purchase that bag, you think, oh, what's the point? Then this is not for you.
Yeah.
Because there is sacrifice involved, and there's a lot of hard work involved.
Yep.
And when I say hard work, I don't mean the actual writing. I mean pursuing people who will see your vision as you see it. People who are aligned with your thinking.
Absolutely.
And so if you are going to think this is too much for me in a week, in a month, in a year even, then this is not for you. Especially with writing and with filmmaking, it's extra hard. It's extra hard because what we sell is a vision before it becomes an actuality.
Yes.
So with someone who's making cakes, for example, they can just go and like, this is my cupcakes. Look, it looks like an actual burger. And someone would be like, oh yeah, this is good. For us, we go and we say, these are the emotions that people will have when they see this. This is going to create a conversation. This is going to open a door into a conversation that people are afraid to enter into in the real world. You know, this will shine a light on a topic. You can't actually visualize that.
Right.
And when you do, and someone says, give me $30 million to make that a reality, you know, you think twice about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for 90 pages.
It is.
Right?
90 pages.
Before you go on that thought, we have another guest, Pastor Ennis. Let me just add him on to our party. He's a pastor, so he doesn't drink. So don't ask him, Marine, to water with the quiz.
Welcome, Pastor Ennis.
It's that hard work, that persistence, and that passion.
Thank you so
that
much. I'm so sorry
someone
about
says
the
sacrifice.
connection issues here.
That's okay. We know we're in Zambia. That's our baby. That's our country. We can't do nothing about it. We're just glad you're here.
That's right. Thank you.
So before we let you do a little bit of an introduction, I think some of us need replenishing our drinks. So we're going to go on a 30-second interlude and and then come back, and then we'll have Pastor Chongo introduce himself in case your throats are parched. So we'll be right back.
All right.
Do you run a nonprofit organization in the education, health, and human services sectors?
We are back.
We are back.
Oh, that was quick.
There's something, but we're back. Yeah, so that's fine. So this is Pastor Ennis introduce himself. We have the party going on. This is Pastor Ennis is now in Zambia, but Pastor Ennis, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, like you rightly said, I'm in Zambia. I arrived the other day, so I'm enjoying every Fisashi that I can lay my hands on. Apart from that, my name is Pastor Ernest Chong. I got the Winning Grace International Church right there in Baltimore. So that's just about that. And I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful team right here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Ernest. Guys,
you.
can we read a few more comments from our audience? They have been supportive. I see some people have kind of dropped off a little bit because Bamuna Turiwachta ignore. So can people shake abantu, please? All right. So let me let me put some comments. So
Yes, yes, Kenneth. I am the rich man.
she's the rich man, all right? And Musonda Chikumbi is like, word, girl, word. I feel you. So Kupi says, looking forward to watching Blood Sisters.
Thank you, Kupiwe.
She says, awesome works, ladies. Can't wait to see Blood Sisters. The trailer is fire.
Thanks, Alfred.
Yeah, Monica says, yes, I'm a rich woman. Okay.
Yes, Monica.
Speak
it into existence.
No, Monica goes like that. Monica, she's one of the girls. She's like so spiritual. She believes in what you say. Like as women nowadays, you have to be successful in order to get successful, whatever you want. So you have to be prepared, right, Mr. Owen? I can't just go into you and say, I want to be here and make money. And how am I going to make money? I have to be ready to present myself. Mr. Owen, I'm a director now at Insaka. So this is what we got. How can you help us out? Then you'll be able to tell me what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Let me get back to Delphine.
I think Jabulani is your biggest fan,
Yes, Jabulani.
Yeah, Jabulani is like,
oh, Aspire, is that it?
Yeah. So there's another one from Lombeka Sonde. Amazing work, super interesting, well done. Bonsoir from Brazzaville, Congo. Oh wow, thank you.
Bonsoir, Lombe.
Yeah, thank you. That's great.
All right. So, Priska, I believe you had a question for our director / producers, Delphine and Baoas, regarding what happens on sets, when there's filming, and I'll let you ask your question.
What? You can go ahead.
No, you ask it.
It's a funny question. We were wondering when you're filming, compromising like a love scene when a man and a woman is kissing. Do you ever is that uncomfortable?
Is that what you were gonna ask? Please,
maybe I can answer that.
Yes, Delphine, go girl, please finish it.
So, they're actually dressed. It depends on the kind of scene that you are doing. If it's totally nudie or partially dressed, it depends on the cast, how comfortable they are. Then you see the same action over and over again that you become used to be like, okay, they're just acting, and you have that in mind to say they're just acting, it's not them.
Do men get excited? Like just see the bump?
I'm not sure. Maybe they do, but I'm not really sure because you are really in the mood. You're on set, you are shooting, you're in the mood. So even if they're becoming excited, you don't see it.
Okay.
What about kissing? Kissing. I know in West Africa, a lot of movies, they tongue kiss, like passionately, depending on the movie. In Zambia, are we allowed to do passionate kisses when it's that sin? Or it depends on the person?
Yeah, we are doing that. I mean, I've directed scenes that are a little bit weird. Sometimes you can always tell your actors what they need to do, but they'll probably go all the way.
And then you let them.
All the way? What do you mean all the way?
I know.
When I mean all the way, I mean they but you see, that's the more reason why we started the training academy, because those are so many things that we are teaching them, because they need to know that there's a way in which someone needs to kiss.
There's a limit.
And
Yes.
exactly. And the best word is we teach them to be professional. I think that's the most important thing that people need to understand, because you can never go there and be all over because you're seeing certain things becoming. But sometimes you can't stop these things. People are human beings, so yeah. So yes,
You've seen people fall in love later on. They get married. They fall in love.
On sets, on sets, there's always a lot of all that, and especially where you're shooting. For example, we shoot Zulu for a period of 1 year. These guys are there from like morning to 20 hours every day, because this is a daily show, so it consumes a lot of your time. So they tend to, creatives are always like that.
I'll tell you a funny story. It was, I can't remember which actor said it. And they said, going into shoot like a love scene, they would always say to their co-star, I apologize in advance because if I get excited, I don't want you to take offense. That's just my body reacting. But if I don't get excited, I'm also apologizing because that doesn't mean I don't get excited.
That was my question. Thank you.
It depends, like choosing love scenes, right? It depends on the directors. It depends on the show. Like I worked for a very long time on a show called Mubango in South Africa, and they still don't do love scenes. They don't kiss on screen. They don't do love scenes. And I think that is a very admirable quality, that you don't rely on salacious content to get your viewership. If your story can stand for 17, 20, 25 years, and it's still in the top 5 shows on the continent, and you don't rely on such things, then that's a testament to your story being very strong. So the executive producer of that show, Duma Ndlovu, he's a very traditional Zulu man, but one of the things that he always said about his show was, I will not have anybody exchanging saliva for no reason on my show, and I will not have anybody going under the blankets on my show. If you cannot tell me a story without those things, then you're not what we're looking for on this particular, project. And there is actually a broadcasters complaint system that you can go through as a viewer and say, that was completely unnecessary how far they went. And I don't think that, you should have shown that at 7 o'clock, family viewing, when I'm sat there with my mom, my dad, and my kids, or, my siblings, and we're all there, because 7 o'clock, we're all, watching television, and why should we be subjected to that? And so there is a broadcaster's complaint system that you can go through, which, I don't know if you guys are watching The Wife on Showmax in Zambia. And there was this massive scene that was, in my opinion, unnecessarily graphic.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know what the outcome of that was, but there was a lot of complaints that went through.
I have a question for Delphine, sorry. So Delphine, as you are a director, have you seen other young women doing your job that you're doing now? Or how can you empower the young woman who wants to be the director?
As a producer?
She's a producer.
Oh, not a director,
Or
producer,
managing director. Yes. Producer, managing director. Okay, producer, yes. My junior producer, Natasha Wale, who's one of the stars in Black Dollar. She's also producing now. She's currently producing Bankers and Robbers. It's a show that depicts deal or no deal. So she was under me, but she's really.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Man,
I have a question for Pastor Ernest.
Oh, sure.
How do you feel about, because that's like one of my next projects. It's a horror film actually. And I wondered, because one of the priests at the church that I go to is consulting on this next project of mine, and I wondered in Africa how, coming from an African background, you would have an idea how the higher ups in the religious organization feel about things like horror movies, because especially there is this sentiment that you are what you consume, be it circular music or salacious movies.
Well, I think I have received this question, a question like this. Of course, it was asked in a different question setup, so to say. But I think that when it comes, God calls, people in different ministries. And if you if you have followed the likes of I think Denzel Washington, you
Yes.
realize that Washington is one of the best preachers in America, and yet people see him as a movie star. So even though you could be involved in your industry, you could also be a best preacher your industry would have. The question is, what are your principles that govern your life when it comes to your Christianity? I don't
Nice.
subscribe to what most preachers say to say, well, I cannot be involved with people like this because they do not go to church or because of what they do. I don't. Why? Because I create an environment where I'll be able to minister to someone. That to me is an opportunity to tell you about Christ and what Christ has done for me in my life. So I do not separate myself from those people who have not attained my level of faith. People at different levels in their faith, and I would not undermine someone. So for me, it's an opportunity to be amongst those people, to show them my conduct and how well I behave will be able to preach better than I would, if I were to speak about Christ. So what I do is I try to refrain from separating myself, but be inclusive, knowing that that's an opportunity. So even if I were to be given an opportunity to be in a movie that is like, oh, and then somebody will come up, look at this guy, is a pastor. Now, you have to differentiate my call and the job.
Mm.
Oh, that's a
There's a
good.
Call
distinction.
from the job. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You have to differentiate that I have a family that needs to be fed, and I do not want to be in the pulpit and asking people to bring money so that I can use. So
Bless
I
me,
would rather
Papa.
work for myself,
Yes.
hire me, and give me a role to play in your movie, and I get paid than me calling people say you gotta pay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me telling you or reminding you what the scripture talks about when it comes to you paying tithe or being a responsible Christian. However, that is not my job to be getting people's money. But if I can have an opportunity where I would be able to make my own money and support the church, and by the way, that's my principle. I have had an opportunity where I should not be able to work and depend on the church, but I declined all of that throughout the whole time that I've been a Christian.
That's
I've always
amazing.
worked, even when I was 15 years old.
That's
So
amazing.
That's
the
good.
answer
That's
to
good to
that
know.
is be inclusive and know who you are as a Christian and what you stand for. Let me say this before I, could close. People don't understand that you should be a Christian of principle. You live your life as a Christian, not just by you reading the scriptures, by let the scripture that you read give you a premise upon which your life will be defined on.
Good job.
Oh, I'm not sure if I answered the question, but that's
Yeah,
what
you
I
You
think.
did.
did.
You
Oh,
You
absolutely
wow.
did.
did.
We are actually enjoying what you're explaining. Can you teach some of those papas? Not some people. I am just tired of like, give me, and then I can't even hear the word of God from you.
No, they're
You
telling you to
know?
be rich.
Yeah, but
No,
this is so
I
profound.
think it's great because what you just said also sort of leans into what OS was saying, that he tries to teach at the casting agency that they have, that you need to be aware of the surroundings that you're in. You need to be up to date with what people sort of listen to. What is the culture today? What are young people interested in? What's trending, if I could use those words, so as to, if you're going to be a writer, you need to have your finger on the pulse. So I love what you just said, because it also speaks to what we do. We have to be, put our fingers on the pulse and try and understand the language that people are receiving without prejudging.
Thank you. And just to Miss Irene's point, you see, these young ones, this is one of the things that I'm trying to work on here on the Copper Belt. I was preaching not too long ago to one of I was invited to preach this afternoon at the vice president's husband's church, Dr. Nalumango. And after I finished preaching, he said, "This is unbelievable that in my preaching, there was nothing about money, but it was all pure gospel that people have to hear." And I felt like, wow, this is from a man who has preached the word for years. And for him to say that, I said, this is what we need, because a lot of young pastors who are coming up, all they are talking about is money. They hear something and say, no, God is saying this. See, you have to be solid as a Christian to understand what prophecy is. Now, I don't want to go into that, but that's what I just wanted to know, Miss Irene, that
we have to bring you here by yourself.
Thank you so much for doing that.
I wanted to go back to the movie industry. You guys, Mr. Owers, Zeli, and Delphine, that are in the music, in the entertainment industry. Do you have like a community of you guys, like how people belong to the union here, where Zambian artists and the writers, directors, something that you guys have a community?
Yes,
we have a writers guild in South Africa, WGSA. I don't know if you guys have that in. They're like union for writers, directors, all things film and television.
Okay, so but it's Zambian formed, just Zambians. You guys, is that something that you guys are looking to do?
Yes, of course. I wish Mr. Thompson was here. He's the president of the Filmmakers Guild of Zambia, and he's actually the founder. And those are some of the things that we've been looking at, because it's more of a professional body, different art forms, especially in the film industry, because we realized that we needed to make sure that as a budding industry, we put a lot of things into the right order, and it's growing at a very faster rate. And if we don't give it direction, the problem that may occur is that you will find that everything will be all over. Tomato, so we need that sort of thing to happen, and that's exactly what we're looking at here.
I couldn't agree more, because writers and directors and people in film, I think they're one of the most vulnerable groups of people. I think what we have to offer is worth so much, not just in monetary terms, but also just art is something that has been with us since time immemorial, through telling stories around the fire, through, Bushmen in Southern Africa drawing in the caves. Art lives forever. You and I will be gone in years from now, but someone will reach out and pull out some of our work, and they will learn something about our time.
Yeah.
So I feel like we could be much more appreciated. And this is something that I still have a bit of a problem with, that behind the scenes, people who actually bring the stories to life, they're not as acknowledged.
Yes. As the actors, the faces. Yeah. It's true.
And I'm
It's
like, well, without a script, there is no acting. Without a director, there is no story. So, can we at least try
Appreciate.
and appreciate the people behind the scenes that actually work so hard
Yeah.
to bring you this vision, to bring this vision to life?
To life.
Delphine, I have a question for you. What is the most uncomfortable scene that you've ever worked on, and like how many takes did you have to go through to like perfect it?
Emotional ones,
Mm,
where because other characters when they become into the character you want them to be, they don't come out easily. Let's say when they
mm,
start crying,
mm.
some will cry for 2 hours, they're just crying. Like
Yeah.
you've done with shooting, but they're still crying. So you have to bring them back.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
know.
I don't. We tried it. We
We need
tried
to
it. She's
fire
good
the
too.
internet provider. You're fired.
International Nyeranati. Nyemfuena and our president. What can we do about internet kuzamp?
I guess it depends. Mr. Owens is still standing and strong. He's still
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for those who are
I hear
just
what
listening,
Delphine was saying. Here she is.
Okay, there you are, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very difficult. You also become emotional when you see them in that state
Mm,
for a long time because you have feelings and it's very believable that you feel like you are in that moment. The other one is the fight scene because I don't like fighting. Like before I came in, people were talking about that lady who's killed the husband. I actually experienced my sister being killed by the husband. So a scene of two people fighting is
Triggering.
it's very tricky for me because I have because I feel like what had happened a long time will happen now, even if we're acting, even if we're shooting. So
True.
it's kind of tricky for me as well.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm
So
very
those are
sorry.
the things that
Sorry
are not
about
very
the
comfortable
loss
when
of
I'm
your
shooting.
sister.
Yeah, so sorry about your
Okay,
sister. I
it's
hope.
been a long time. So it's been a long time. I was 16. At first, I was like, I'll never get married, blah, 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 blah. But after some years, I got healed.
So are you
So,
married
yeah.
now?
Sorry?
Are you married now?
Yes, I'm clocking 3 years tomorrow.
Oh,
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Love conquers,
Thank
right?
you.
Love
Yes,
conquers all, right?
yes,
Well,
it
we are
does.
still
It does.
celebrating the premiere
cheers.
of Blood Sisters. Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary
Drink
to
is
you.
finished.
Zeli, did you have a choice in picking
Thank you. I'll get my glass later. What did you say?
Zeli, did you have a choice in picking the actors in Blood Sisters?
Well, they did show us a few of the choices, like the top 5, and we gave our opinions. But ultimately, the executive producers had the say, especially because they're more familiar with the Nigerian actors than we are. But I will say this, from the reactions in South Africa and Zambia, people who actually watch Nigerian content, I hear like they are the most amazing Nigerian actors. So I'm super pleased. I'm super pleased.
That's good.
And I recognize a few of them from back in the day when I was quite young. And I would watch like Nigerian films with either like my aunties or my sisters, and I recognize some of them. So it is quite poetic.
I know, right?
Yeah, it is quite poetic to hear my words when they're not speaking pidgin.
Interesting.
Any plans of writing something that you want to see Zambians act, collaborating
Oh,
with
yeah,
Mr. Owers and
absolutely.
Delphine?
The project that I'm working on now, I can't say too much about it because contractually I'm not able to yet. But I do have a say in the cast because some of it is formatively in Zambia.
Good.
So yeah, I really. The only problem is I don't know a lot of Zambian actors aside from what I've seen in like Zuba and what I've seen in Pali. But yeah.
Well,
So there is
Oh,
something
we have
there.
Mr. Mwape here now. You
with an
guys can
accompany.
collaborate, and we'll give you
Oh,
his
absolutely,
students.
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
there's
I
a
was
lot of
supposed to work with
really. There's a lot
a
of
guy
actors.
called Fred.
What?
Fred. I don't know if you know him. Fred. I can't remember his last name.
Fred Perry.
Fred Peary. That's right.
Yeah, he's executive. Fred Perry is executive producer of Alexa Media that produces Zuba.
All right. Okay. I don't think it is Zuba that we were trying to recruit before. Unfortunately, there was like so many things happening at the same time, and I had to just like. That's the other thing that young writers need to understand, that because the industry is now so lucrative, especially in Africa, like African films, African content is in such high demand. I suppose it's very hard to believe if you're not sort of playing on the global or sort of larger African field. But there is such high demand for African content that you probably get 5 requests, and I kid you not, it's like 5 requests in a week to collaborate on something. And if you're a new writer and you look at the figures that they're offering, you kind of go, yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And then you suddenly find yourself like 5 jobs. And then you can only deliver 20-30% to the best of your ability. Yeah. And the only person you're doing a disservice is yourself.
Yeah.
Because what we do, and Owas back me up on this, when you mess up, people remember that you're only as good as your last project.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They always remember you.
They're just like, that, which one? That writer?
Yeah, which is true.
You'd rather stick to one, and this is like advice for young writers, stick to one project. Hone your skills, master your skills, so much so that you can do it in your sleep. And only when you've done that, you can accept 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, because you're able to hit story structure without thinking about it. It becomes like breathing. It becomes second nature to you. And for me, I only started accepting more than 1 gig at a time after like 6 years of writing. I didn't just like go, oh, I'll do everything, which you can. You really can. In South Africa at the moment, every 3 weeks, there's a new project on the go. And people are reaching out to you. Do you want to, head write? Do you want to run this show for me? It's easy to say yes. But you're doing yourself a disservice. You really are. Because you're using your mind, you're using your creativity, you are going to burn out. Nobody is going to see 100% of you.
Wow, this is amazing. You guys are doing an amazing job. I know we're going to come to a final ending, but not now. We have a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes to close up, but it's a party. So we went extended 30 minutes later. But I have just some final questions. Yes, I'm going to toast it. I have a little voice.
Just running up on our wine.
I take a wine. No, I'm not going to wine. Mr. Owen, Mr. Mwape, I have
Mr.
Owen. Wine. Do not drink.
I blame it on the
Zeli.
Blame it on the alcohol.
She's Mr. Mwape.
How can
Go ahead.
you advise to a grade 12, like a grade 10-year-old girl or boy who wants to become an actor when they graduate? Do they have to go to college, or do they have to come to to your school academic, or what can they do? What can you advise them?
First of all, what we are trying to do, and this has already been tabled through government, we are pushing for a film policy that is definitely going to be out soon because we validated that in 2012. But we don't know what has taken time. We don't want to get into those politics, but glad that the permanent secretary for the Ministry of Arts is actually an actor himself from Zuba. And he was, so we are in safe hands, and he has really pushed that document. In the policy, what we've made sure that it has is the issue of school. What we are looking for is children, for example, starting to teach film whilst people are in secondary school or being primary. That sort of build up. When they leave school, they decide whether they want to go to do electrical engineering, or they decide they want to go and do filmmaking, or is it acting. We're looking for such kind of things. But for now, definitely, since those kind of things are not in place, definitely we'll ask them to go to school. The challenge that we have in this part of the region, or I'm going to talk about Zambia, saying that we were taught what to think and not how to think.
Yeah.
So every child who leaves school wants to be like, I want to work for Zesco because I've seen someone working for Zesco. And I tell them, so why can't you think about what you can do? And then we discovered that with this talent, there's a lot of them that can do a lot of very good things. Like Zeli has said, there's so much that we can do. It's a big cake. People want African content. And it's our time. This is our time to shine. But we need to get committed to the issue. And we need to just make sure that we begin to make things look professional, because I think that's the biggest problem that we are having right now, is to create our industry, what can I call them?
Standards.
Industry standards, because we need each and every person to understand, to say this is work and this is a business. It's just not therefore if you had drama, we used to call them more
drama.
That's not what we're looking for. People need to know, if you write well, these are figures that
you can get. You
can actually build. I've seen a lot of people are building on these shows.
You can take care of your family with it.
Because for a long time, people never gave us any sort of respect. But I love the fact that bit by bit, people are now beginning to come out and say, oh, okay, this is what is happening.
That's why we brought you a Pansaka. That's why we're doing this Pansaka, whereby we want to make sure us Zambians, because we are the only one who'll be able to bring our own people. If I'm not going to support you, if I'm not going to support everybody here, then who's going to support us? We can't tell other people to come and support us. Nigerian, they support their Nigerian people. So as Zambian, it should start from us. Let's give them the respect. Look, if we can sit down and be entertained every Tuesday or Wednesdays, but you don't even go on their YouTube account and like the page, because that's how they get paid. Go on their YouTube account.
I love what Zeli has done. Because I can tell you one thing, the mere fact that it's a Zambian who has written this, the world is watching. So now they'll be looking let's look for other Zambians. Because like she can't take up so much. So you say, do you know someone who can write this? Okay, mentor this person. And that's how we begin to grow. Just like the way the Nigerians do it. They always
like you say, I'll give example. I'm not a Jew, but I'll give example. They are all work together hand in hand. Ifwenga twakwatempi anganakwata irisha yoko na nerisha yoko na irisha yoko na Priska. How am I gonna grow? How am I gonna have mentoring? How am I gonna have the mentor to mentor me? I won't even cover Pastor Ernest because I want it for myself. That's why we don't grow. But right now, if I know somebody who's young who wants to be an actor, I'm like, you know what? When you go to Zeli, Zeli will help you how she started. We learn. If you want to learn something, go to Mr. Mape. You can go to school, you would learn. We're helping each other by what? Social media. That's the only platform we have left.
And another thing I want to say, Winnie, to add on to that is, if it truly it is your passion, don't be stingy to invest in it, right?
Yes.
Investment.
You have to spend money to make money, right? So if
Too
you want to
much.
be a well-rounded actor, actress, or writer, take professional classes if you need to. You know, don't expect that you're going to wake up and be perfect.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I
right.
couldn't agree more.
And to
Because
add
I still take master classes. I still invest in myself.
Yeah.
And I think as a creative, that's a constant. Like that will never stop because the industry evolves. It evolves organically. What used to be the norm was that we told African stories of struggle. We told African stories of strife, of the black person's struggle against apartheid, struggle against racial discrimination in America. But that narrative is changing. We have more than just struggle and strife in Africa. We've got success stories. We've got
We're
exemplary
rich.
stories.
We're rich.
yes.
Yeah. And now I'll tell you something. Right now, if you go to a Netflix or you go to a Shudder or you go to Showmax and you go and pitch a story about some poor black man, as moving as that can be, they'll tell you we're not taking that story because that is the narrative that we're trying to change. So even with investing in yourself and investing in the career that you want, it's not always about money, but also about just keeping, and I keep going back to what I always said, keep yourself up to date. Watch things like this. Go and watch the amount of time you spend, and I am not throwing shade at anybody here. The amount of time that you spend on Facebook watching people's
Videos.
three-way relationships, commenting on them, that's the same amount of time that you could go and watch, OS talking about his next big project and what he's excited about and what he's looking for. Watch me speaking about the tricks of the trade. Watch, the ladies of Insaka. Do that. Because trust me, yes, we all love to be entertained, and Zambia is the place for entertainment. Like Facebook, I am one of those. I'll be the first one to say I love it. I'm like, yup. I'm even telling my husband, I'm like, hey, did you know? Hey, so now they're forgiving each other, they're babysitting each other. What are you talking about? I'm like, so I told you.
Yeah.
Can I make a comment? Can I make a comment?
Yes. If you're spending an hour on gossip, spend 30 minutes on gossip and spend 30 minutes on yourself and invest in what you see for your future. It may not be me, it may not be OS, it may not be the ladies of Insaka, but you know what you want to do. Spend your time wisely. That's all I
We're just
say.
learning how to empower each other.
Yeah.
Just because you're doing something, I shouldn't say I can do it better. How can I empower you so I can learn from you? Because if I'm like giving you a double face, I'm like, oh, Zeli, what you're doing is really good. And then I go behind your back. I'm like, she can't even do it better. I can do it better. You know what? I'm also going to be a screenwriter. And when I do, I'm going to be better than her. That's being shady. At the same time, you're not empowering or uplifting your fellow Zambian.
Your
This
community.
is a Zambian platform. We created it for such to empower, to bring talents so that people can learn from you guys who are in this industry. So let's stop shading each other. Let's stop copying each other just because you can wear a Christian Louboutin. That's a very uncomfortable shoe. I shouldn't.
It is. Oh my God.
I
Pastor
shouldn't
Ines, go ahead.
feel like, oh, I saw her wearing that. Let me mala kontok.
So, you know what? It's been a great show, everybody. In closing, I would love to give Delphine a chance to, just 1 or 2 minutes, say something in closing. We are going to have you back on the show, but we probably
Separately.
have you in Mr. Oas's living room so we don't get cut off again. But we're going to start with Delphine so she can give us some closing remarks, and then we'll go to Pastor Ernest and then Mr. Owas, and then Zulu. I'm sorry, Zeli will.
You can call me Zulu. It's all right. It's my name. When I was younger, I hated my last name. I really did, because everybody made fun of me. No, everybody
Bazul.
made fun of me.
Zulu.
ZZ Zulu. But now, I promise you, my name is like trademark gold.
Love it. So go, Delphine.
Yes, please. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It has been great. So I'll be chatting out every now and then. What I can say is filming is not really easy. It's really difficult for you to attend.
Oh Lord. It's been unkind to her. It's like on Wheel of Fortune, and you keep landing on bankrupt.
No, right?
That's what's been happening. So anyway, Pastor Ernest, go ahead.
Well, to begin with, I'd like to say it's an honor to be a part of this production and what is happening right now. I'm so grateful. And I really wanted to make a comment on what Mr. Owens said. I think that it's a good thing that the industry is, gaining a recognition right now. Because for some of you who like to drama, 20 years ago, some of us, if this is the time that we lived in then, some of us will be really, really rich. Because, we're in drama like from elementary school. We learn how to act. We learn how to do all these things. But eventually, parents were like, this is not going to take you anywhere. Look at the likes of the Maximo. We had the opportunity to spend time with them. I spent time with Dan Kanangoki and all those great people, but because the industry wasn't recognized, there was nothing that we could get apart from doing the Natazi. I'm sure Mr. Oz, about those.
Yeah,
the Natazi, and we're part of those, and we just end the district or at national level and nothing in return. So parents were like, hey, if you don't stop this, like I remember vividly when I was in the fourth grade, I had to make a decision whether to continue acting or playing soccer for the school. And I was both. But my dad had to tell me, okay, because he played soccer as well. And he told me, no, I don't want you to do drama anymore because you're not going to go anywhere. At least if you played soccer, you'd go somewhere. So I am so excited, just the fact that at least this generation has an opportunity to go as far as, one can dream. So I'm so glad that, the industry is getting recognized, a good thing. So thank you so much. And I wish Miss Zeli Zulu all the best.
Thank you so much.
I'll be here in Zambia, and I'm, grooming support for you. We'll be watching on.
Make sure to tune in.
We will. Everybody knows where I am. That we have a date with Netflix.
I've got an idea. In church, you should say, instead of tithe this Sunday,
yay! So.
Go ahead. Back. They're keeping me in a job, Winnie. Am I lying?
I like your hustle, girl. I like you hustling. Go get the money.
Yeah.
Okay, Delphine is back. We're going to give her a chance to give us some closing remarks, just 1 or 2 minutes before the internet cuts you off again.
Yeah, I'm even scared to speak. So it has been a good show. Congratulations, Zeli. I don't want to call you ZZ. You are doing a great job. And it's good that Zambia is now being recognized on an international level. So let's do it. Let's keep pushing.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
All right, brother OS, what do you have to say in
Welcome.
closing?
Wow, 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 wow. First of all, I love what Zeli said when she said the world is evolving. A lot of things are changing, which means how we communicate also needs to
Mhm.
change.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of platforms now where we can tell our stories.
Mhm.
For example, TikTok is a
Oh,
new phenomenon where people need to just begin to think, if I could put small stories here, we could gain something. So I think that's a brilliant thing. Right now, Zeli, you are becoming a torchbearer, and like I said, for
Yeah.
as long as you send your name to the world, you've created relational capital.
Yeah.
So for all of us that really want to get into these platforms, we definitely are going to use the people like you. And I love the Insaka platform. This is an honor to
yes.
be here, guys.
Thank
Um,
Thank you.
because without such kind of things, then we can never see um, what we are doing or the sort of support that we can give our friend or the sort of support that we can give ourselves. I love to tell my students that if you can't respect greatness, you'll never be great yourself.
Wow.
So if a great person, someone has done quite a lot and with the hustle that she has put out there to make sure that our work goes on Netflix, we really need to push and just make sure that we keep supporting and just make it work. And
Mhm.
congratulations
Thank
once again
you.
and great
Thank
stuff.
you,
Cheers.
Lord.
Thank
I
Cheers.
you
love
so
this
much.
report.
So before Zelly closes out, guys, I know we keep saying we're gonna close, but we shouldn't
Thank
forget the people that are supporting us online, right? So
Yes.
we have some comments. I'm gonna read out a few here. Let's see. Inga said, I believe all of this begins with shifting people's mindset towards entertainment and general arts and creativity in general. Even sports for girls have always been shunned and discouraged in our culture.
Right.
So you're absolutely right, Inga. It's a shifting of the mind, to get us to where we want to be. So, I mean, we have our female boxer. I think she did really well. What's her
Yeah.
name?
Esther.
No,
That
Bowen.
was Esther. Then there's another
Oh, I mean
one.
the character.
Catherine, I think.
Catherine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Catherine
Yeah, Catherine something.
Zulu, I think she was.
We'll give her Zulu. That's fine.
that's
We'll
fine.
give Zulu. It's fine.
Zulus
Yay.
are great.
Catherine
Sharing
Zulu,
the name.
We'll give her Zulu. It's fine.
Catherine Theory.
Period.
Catherine
Okay.
Theory. Okay,
Yes.
right.
It's
Sorry
the
about
same
that,
zip code.
Catherine. In case you're watching,
We
my
love
dear
you.
friend, my dear friend Namukolo, she lives down the street from me. She's very supportive, great chat, guys. Absolutely impressive. Pleasure to meet you. Um, okay, we have another comment from Inga. Thank you for taking the time to interview and bring these Zambian entertainment difference makers to the forefront. That's what we aim to do. Thank you for supporting Insaka, Inga. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you, Madam President, ex-president, for the Baltimore area. Let's see, Joseph says, awesome work, love the chat and learning, good vibes, good vibes. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
Alfred, learning a lot here. Oh, we cannot forget the supportive spouses, guys.
Yes.
Thanks, honey.
That is Zeli's husband. Actually, we apologize, Jason. We did not update Zeli's name. She's now Zeli Zulu Boyle. So
I came a long way in loving the Zulu part. Don't do that to me.
that's her husband supporting. And of course, our dear Jabulani, she says Zeli is a vibe. All
Oh,
right.
thanks,
I
Jabu.
like that. Cecilia goes, way to go. Okay. And my husband, thank you, ladies, for keeping us entertained. Thanks, babe.
Oh, thank you
Thank
too
you,
much, honey.
Anthony.
He brought me this while,
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is nice.
he
So
brought me
pretty.
a fresh rose. He knows I love fresh flowers. Okay, let's see. Zambia has amazing talent,
Indeed.
says
Yes, we
Mr.
do.
Jason.
Indeed, we do.
All right, guys, I'm going to put these up, and any one of you feel free to, read them out.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you, Insaka, today for celebrating Blood
Thank you.
Sisters. We're learning a lot. Congratulations, Zeli Zulu. Once again, Blood Sisters, Kuchalo Cha Netflix. Did I read that right?
I like
I
that.
can remember.
Thanks, Rich J. Yes.
So where
The
thank
Insaka
you
ladies, big
guys.
up to them.
Thank you guys for all you do and for Insaka platform. My beautiful ladies, thumbs up. Insaka modernized from our grandparents.
Yay!
Yay, yay! Zambia Kuchalo.
Yeah. All right. I think we got 3 more, and then we are done with the comments.
Thank you, Mercy. Thank you.
Congratulations, Zeli Zulu. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Oh,
Good.
I want to be like Zeli when I grow up too. Kenneth Mwamba, I'm bringing you a flower too. Musonda. And
Winnie, looks like you have an admirer. Somebody
yes.
said
Kenneth. Kenneth.
He's waiting patiently. And then Messi Banda says Zambia Kuchalo, ZZ Kuchalo, our friend Joe.
Yes, ZZ.
Thanks for the chat. Thank you for the chat. I learned a lot. Congratulations, Zambia on the map.
awesome.
Good job.
Thank you.
So thank you so much to our viewers, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to our page, Insaka Talk Show on YouTube, Insaka Talk Show on Facebook and Instagram. When you subscribe, that's how we get paid, yo. We need some Louis Vuitton, whatever. My little sister is finally coming in. We're watching
Thanks for the chat. I learned about conscious. Oh, okay. What happened?
Salamata is in the show.
Salamata, finally.
In the show.
Hey,
The party is almost over.
Zambian timing.
Unmute.
Unmute. Salamata, unmute.
Okay.
Oh,
Hello.
Jesus.
Nati.
Oh, hey.
Network. We can come for me for support select. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Somebody said you're brilliant.
Oh, I see you.
Salamata, somebody said you're a brilliant actress. I'm not going to say who,
Yeah,
but
she
he's on the platform. He said you're a brilliant actress.
I was watching the whole time. I know it's
You forget she's one of our biggest
Bala
fans.
Chafa, I'm a talent to my boss.
Well,
Thank you
guys.
for joining the party.
Yeah, thank you for
Do
the
you know
support.
he's the one who actually discovered me?
Oh, really?
Wow.
Tell us about
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Tell us about it, Samalata.
Yeah, so okay. So it was in
Mom is saying
2016.
something in the background.
When a friend of mine sent me an ad via WhatsApp saying, you know what, you've always wanted to act and whatnot. So they'll be holding auditions for a movie called The Wife from Above. So I was like, oh, okay. Where? No, Protea Hotel, so just be there on time. Just give it a go. I was like, okay, no problem. What am I going to lose at the end of the day? So that's how Zamanda for send and to chola to so for twa we went for the auditions. Yeah. So I tried the audition. I auditioned, and finally I was called to the callbacks. He was like, "No, we saw talent in you. You're actually a very talented young lady. So please come back. Would like to, screen test you more." I was like, "Oh, cool, no problem. I'll show up." That's how I went the next day, and I was given a role.
Oh, wow.
Yay!
That's
You
what's up.
see, you have to
That's what's
go
up.
and get it. People gotta
Yes.
believe in themselves. Yay!
Open doors, like
Yeah,
Zeli
sometimes you just have to believe in yourself and just
Do it.
exactly, and you
So
just have to try.
what part
Don't
did you
listen to
play?
people. When people say you can't do this, you can't do that. Pardon?
I was saying, what part did you play? Did you get picked for?
Oh, I played the main character's young sister, called Mocha, who was a very loud, jovial, and yeah, she had a very huge appetite. I used to eat a lot, and that's it.
That's good.
Which is the opposite of you, because we can't get you to eat food. Like, not eat. Very picky.
Oh yeah, I gained a lot of weight. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. You know how it is? Like you have to take a lot of takes. So imagine every take you have to eat.
Wow.
That's very
Interesting.
encouraging. I love that.
So I'm gonna show a few more comments that
Yeah, and
just
then a
popped
few
up.
years down the line.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna show. Inga says, I have subscribed to Mr. Mwape's YouTube. Kindly share Zeli's and Delphine's, please. Do you have a YouTube page yet, Zeli? Not
I
really.
don't. Like I said, I'm not one to do a lot of social media. So
Right.
I think I was saying to Priska earlier that my husband has been very instrumental in trying to get my work out there. So he has created a Facebook page.
I saw that.
We saw that.
If you look for me under Zeli Zulu, I think you'll be able to find the Facebook page as well.
Thank you, husband,
He's
for
currently
supporting.
working on a YouTube channel, which that one I'm very much in agreement with, because I would like to do sort of an introduction to screenwriting.
That's
Amen.
good.
Good.
Yeah.
Go, girl.
Yay, that
That I would love to.
Beautiful.
That would be great. We have another comment here.
Practical advice.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly connect people as well.
To opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. The world is big enough for all of us. That's my opinion.
Yes. There's enough for everyone. Come on,
Me
there's
saying,
enough.
hey, Winnie, they are looking for someone at Netflix. It doesn't take away from my opportunity.
Exactly.
No.
Hey, there's a very interesting comment on the screen. It says Lombeka Sonde says, I declare May 5th
Global holiday.
to look for Rotten Blood Sisters. Everybody,
Thanks, Lombe.
everybody is so excited about Blood Sisters.
Yeah. And Mercy Banda says, I can't wait to watch Black Sisters, the cast HHH. Yeah.
Let's go support our own. This is the beginning. Our own. Let's go support her.
Alfred Njovo says, hi, Salamata.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, what is this? Is this a takeover?
Hi, Alfie.
Dolphin, do you have a YouTube that you want to share? I think Inga asked to subscribe. Do you have one you can share with us?
No, but I have some trailers of some of the shows that I've done. I produced. I can share that.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram. Yes.
You can share that with us, and then we'll share them.
Yeah, we'll share with our viewers.
Sure, no problem.
Mr. Mwape is laughing.
Okay, so awesome. opportunities. I see people are excited. They're hungry for the talents. They're hungry for the content. So guys, let's revamp our websites, our pages, so people know where to find us.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
if you have a question, or
We
if you
must
want,
speak the language.
Yeah.
if you want any of our guests that appeared today to come for a full show, for us to have an in-depth conversation, let us know. Email us. You can, send us messages through our inbox. We are here to communicate with you all. So where
Let's
were
do that.
we?
Zeli was going to close, give a last remark.
There you go. And I was going to pour my last glass of wine.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Give me some. Thank you, ladies, for having me on your platform, on your channel. Again, it is truly, truly an honor. And thank you, everybody, for coming out and showing your support. I can't tell you, this is going to sound cheesy, but I can't tell you, honestly, how much this means to me, because I've worked in isolation for so long. And I thought what I was doing really didn't matter to anyone else but myself. And to see the kind of response that I've got from you guys who don't know me from a bar of soap, and to see the kind of response I'm getting from my own country, it's actually not just humbling, but also super encouraging that I do have something to offer, and there is, a hunger for it, and it's kind of like rediscovering my passion in a way. And if I can help somebody to travel on that journey, have an easier journey than I did, I'm all for it. All for it. So thank you. I can't thank you enough.
All right.
And watch Blood Sisters.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Zeli.
And let me know what you think.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. We're going to end the live stream, but for everybody that's in the studio, just stay with us. We're going to chat a little bit backstage, but I'm going to end the live show right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.